Trump. And even if he didn't know it up into a certain age when he was growing up, he found out at a certain age, he was sat down and told about his mission. Okay, or somehow spiritually came to know what his mission was and then accepted it. Okay, and the mission is exactly what he's doing now. But now they're playing out the mission, but they're using doubles and things got too dangerous. This is what I believe. So all of those things is a repeat for a lot of people that have been watching. But in case you're new, that might be helpful. So let's have a look at what's he doing in Scotland, because General Patton likely would be Scottish, I believe. A lot of people are wondering if maybe it has something to do with his connection to General Patton. Does it have something to do with, like I said, politics, to do with a deep state? The war against the deep state and what the White Hat Alliance are planning, their next planning move. Like what's going on? Or is it literally just a social, maybe he's just having a little time off, but that's a little weird. Having time off would be weird for me because these guys are all doubles and actors. So I don't think they'd send a double actor to have time off in Scotland. That makes no sense. Or are they trying to nod to something? Is this a calm for something? Yeah, stuff like that. Okay, so there are lots of conversations going on. Lots of conversations. Something really big is going to come out of it, a big decision, it looks like. Something they've been working on for a while. Yeah, and he had to go in person to get it done. So something's going on behind the scenes that he had to go in person to get done. Okay, it has something to do with detaining or containing a situation that would be deep state, dark cult, or something to do with the war. Let's say it like that. Something to do with the war. So there's a war going on. It's an information war. It's a war against good and evil, pitting good and evil, against each other, which sort of a classic theme, I guess. But I believe most wars that have been fought, like what we see as war, aren't anything to do with good and evil. They're everything to do with money, politics, and power. Okay, but this war we believe, at least this community believes is happening, has been going on, I think, for a lot longer maybe than we originally thought. We thought it was right around lockdown. Okay, the war is happening. No, I think it's been going on for, if you look at Carrie Cassidy's work, okay, and I don't agree with everything she says, but I definitely agree that the White Hats have been around at least 20, maybe even 50 years. Okay, maybe even longer. Okay, maybe even since as long as the bad guys, they've been around. Okay, but they've really, really started working hard. According to Carrie Cassidy, I think she says about 20, maybe 25 now, years ago. Okay, so it would make sense that a lot of these trips they take have to do with efforts undercover that have nothing on the outside. Like you can't see on the outside anything, any evidence towards why he would make the trip, but it's everything to do with containing a situation that is war involved and involves deep state, dark cult, and might even be containing a person in particular, going there, and maybe it's not just the actor playing Trump, but literally maybe the White Hat Alliance uses it as an excuse to go there. Okay, and they're containing a situation. Okay, so that's what's going on. And it's somebody who's a dark figure, deep state, dark cult, but also a really tricky figure. And I think that person needed handling and contained and needed to be handled really carefully. So they went over there, and that's what they're doing. So whatever it looks like on the surface, I doubt if you'll see any of that evidence, at least not not until they decide to let us in on all the plan, if they ever do. I mean, these are military operations apparently, and do they ever really tell us what really went on in military operations? Not to my knowledge. Okay, so they're containing a situation. It has to do with the war. It's not at all what it's being shown, which looks more like a social thing. Okay, that's all just show to give them the excuse to go over there and contain a situation. All right, okay. So this isn't going to be interesting here. Was the actual Epstein list altered and manipulated, rendering it useless? Okay, because that is a theory being, thrown around, especially in the truther community, that possibly the reason Trump even said, "Why is everybody, still talking about this guy?" Possibly they literally, so they being CIA and FBI, or one of those or both, actually altered the list so badly that it would be useless, because now they're hiding all the real evidence of the true perpetrators and maybe putting people on the list that really weren't the ones doing the bad deeds over there. So let's have a look at if that is the case. And I thought that was a great question. Okay, so here we've got the Knight of Swords there. I don't think so. Those aren't solid yes cards. We don't have a major arcana or an ace. Okay, I think this is also part of the war. So this is also part of the war. I feel like the Epstein, whatever evidence, if there is a list, or is it just documentation of, flight logs and everything like that. I'm sure it's more than just a list, I feel like the evidence didn't even make it to those guys' hands. I feel like the white hats were already on top of this and had already gotten the real evidence. And also the real evidence is with maybe Epstein himself. I believe he's still alive, and I believe he was whisked out of that cell, and all of that whole fakery around the video footage and the missing 1 minute and all of that. That's all manipulated by the White Hat Alliance. None of that. I don't even believe it was the bad guys that got him out of that jail cell. They were already rounded up, like they're talking about this person and that person that got him out of the jail cell. No. I don't believe any of that. I believe the White Hat Alliance maybe never even put him in the jail cell in the first place. It was all a manipulation and fakery. It's all part of the theater and part of the movie. And they've meanwhile contained him, and he was singing like a canary for years, which is what the cards said. So nothing we're seeing is actually happening the way we think it is, okay, or the way we're told it is. If you're being told that it's happening like that, I think by the look of what the cards have been consistent with, none of anything you're being told is true, which is fascinating. But that's been the case for years. This is the most fascinating situation, and it takes you back to the Q boards, the Q information, and everything they've been saying. I feel like Epstein himself is the list. He's the guy, and he's still alive. I believe that. And even Maxwell, his little counterpart there, Ghislaine, however you want to say her name. And please don't correct me on how to say the name, because honestly, I'm just undoing spells by saying it wrong. So just, cut me some slack on that, okay? I don't want to hear how to say her name. You guys kill me when you do that. Anyway, I believe she has also been singing like a canary for years. And both of these people capitulated a long time ago. And they're part of, taking down in the background this deep state and all these bad players. It's happening, okay? It just won't happen exactly the way we thought it would. Right? So it's all happening. And that's what this looks like. It's like none of it Even the question doesn't make sense when you look at this layout. Even the question doesn't make sense because none of it is true what you think is true. He wasn't ever in the jail cell is what I'm thinking. Yeah, it was all a play. Okay, so no, the FBI and the CIA were very likely already dismantled by then. So figure that one out, eh? Fascinating. I like I said, this has been going on a lot longer. This war between these, the overlords that have been oppressing humanity for all these years, creating loose here, feeding on us and animals, and horrifying things that they've been up to. I feel like the alliance, and then eventually what we've been calling the White Hats got involved too. That's the human part of kind of the group in the background that Cliff High likes to call the SOC that's been fighting against these guys. I believe they've been fighting against these guys for many, many years. Okay, let's have a look. Money coming into U.S. citizens' bank accounts on August 1st. Okay, so Trump's been alluding again. Now, I couldn't find, there was something on, I think it was Truth Social, but I don't know if it was real or not. Okay, so this is likely what the person that asked this question, they were getting their info from. Let me know in the comments if it's from anywhere, any other sources. But a lot of people are saying that Trump's been circulating information, and then I couldn't find it, to put up right now, but that he's been circulating information about money's coming into people's bank accounts, U.S. citizens, that they're all going to be so happy. Now, he's done this before, okay, and we haven't seen big drops of money in anybody's bank account. And if you have, let me know. You know what I mean? We've seen little odd things here and there where debt gets wiped out here and there and, over the years, but nothing like where large amounts of people are getting money dropped in their bank accounts. And if that's ever happened to you, do let me know. Okay. But people are saying, yeah, August 1st is a date that's been put out there, and even by Trump himself. Okay, so this is not confirmed by me, at least not this morning. I did see that circulating, but I'm not sure it was really from his own Truth Social. I didn't check that one out. So whoever's asking the question, if you have any more evidence around that he actually said that, please let us see it in the comment section on the website. Let's have a look. Are U.S. citizens going to see amounts of money, because of course, all of these crooks really owe humanity. Okay. I've never got with the cards, just to, recap what I've been getting for years, because of course people have asked stuff like this for years and years. I've never got that it'll be as literal as that, where you get huge chunks of money in your bank account all of a sudden. But I have got that in many ways, we're going to live a much more abundant life. Okay, that's how the cards like to say it. So in many ways, there's going to be ways that we get made up to, like, as a humanity, we're going to, like, it's karmic, I guess, balance. I believe the pendulum always swings, and the balance will come back where we're replenished with just freedom, joy, more abundance, ability to have more abundance, better health, not being killed by our own food industry, etc. Okay, once things, get outwardly revealed, and of course, once things we're going to have to do a lot of legwork, cleaning things up, and also ensuring going forward that we never, ever consent to these kind of governments again and these kind of officialdoms. Okay, that'll be on us as humans. We're going to have to actually make sure we say no to anything like that. Like the way it's set up, we've left ourselves very vulnerable. We've put all of our power in the hands of big pharma, in the hands of doctors and nurses, in the hands of, modern medicine, which, is horrifying to think. Okay, horrifying. And some of us haven't, like, to be honest, I never trusted modern medicine, but a lot of people do. Okay, so they've got themselves into a situation where they depend on these drugs that are doled out. Yeah, it's just scary. But anyway, I'm ranting today. I must be back in good health because I'm on a rant about everything here. But let's have a look at this. I've never got in the cards that literally you're going to get replenished in your bank account, but it's in the question. So let's have a look. Like maybe I'm wrong about that. Let's have a look. And August 1st, are people going to see big amounts of money? That's 2025, August 1st. And that's coming right up, people. That's less than a week, I think, away. Okay, so yeah, that is less than a week. We're on the 28th already. So we've got the High Priestess. So it's a calm of some kind. So there's a calm of some kind. That's a soft yes. So something's going to happen on August 1st. Maybe not literally, maybe not literally. So it won't be literal where you're going to get a big chunk of money literally in your bank account. Something that happens on August 1st leads to more abundance for humanity, in particular US citizens. So there's a soft yes there, and that's how I'd read it. And see this magician here in the background? The magician says, yeah, there's comms around this, and it's part of the movie, him saying that, and it's really about something else altogether. So watch what happens on August 1st. Maybe there's some new law he puts into place, and or some big movie makes announcement of some kind. Okay, something he's doing that leads to more abundance, but not literally money dropped in your bank account. Yeah, down the road, it will equal more abundance. Yes, it will. But it's not going to be an instant thing where August 1st you get money dropped in your bank account. Okay? All righty. Now, let's see. Canada update. So a lot of people are, yeah, and I'm surprised Carney's still even in the picture. We were getting by end of June. He's not even in the picture. We're all the way through July almost. Carney's still around. But it is weird. He's not like, he's really in the background. When you watch X, like there's all of these weird, I don't know, you guys tell me what you think about what you see about Canada. Maybe I'm just watching the wrong people or whatever, but it's a lot of contradiction for one thing. Like for one thing, he's on one hand looking like he's putting out bills or making laws that really, really take away all our rights. But on the other hand, we're seeing things, and I don't know if there's any truth to them, where he's handing over a lot of power to Indigenous communities, where before anything big happens, like big projects like pipelines, etc., all, like I heard this, and you guys look around in what I've been sharing, see if you can find this thing. I think I must have shared it, but where he's actually saying, or somebody's saying, because it all seems fake to me. Okay, somebody put out there that Carney was actually saying, or made this law that all Indigenous communities across Canada have to come to a unilateral agreement before big projects like, for instance, pipelines, etc., before anything like that goes ahead, which would be literally impossible. If you guys know anything about, I do watch what's going on with indigenous communities being in. I am known as an Indigenous woman myself. Okay, so being close to these communities, seeing them, even where I live is mostly Indigenous population, I do hear a lot of things. And this is rumored that he's putting this forward, even though on one hand, it looks like he's taking all the rights away from Canadians. All of a sudden, this rumor was around that now he's saying before anything can happen, all Indigenous communities actually have to come to an agreement on it, which would put a standstill to any projects because those groups never get along. Okay. They don't. And I'm sure that was created by the deep state government, encouraged for those people to be inner fighting. But in no universe would that there's a lot of diversity in the Indigenous communities across Canada, and there's no way they could all come to an agreement on something. So that would put a standstill to everything that his government's trying to do. So it makes no sense. Okay, but nothing he does politically makes any sense to me, which just confirms what the cards have been saying all along. This guy is a WEF plant, or was a WEF plant, and they're just using him, the White Hat Alliance, to expose what it looks like when you got a WEF plant in your government. And they're all over the world. These guys were placed all over the world, WEFers, as Cliff likes to call them. And they're absolute, just deep state players. And they were running most countries in the world, I believe, up until about, it might have been 2017 when Trump did that big look up the timeline video. Of course, if you've been watching for a while, you've seen it so many times probably, where Trump goes and capitulates all the governments. And up until then, all of these governments were ruled by WEFers. But I believe they've been capitulated. And a lot of them right now are just literally puppeted by the White Hat Alliance to show us what their real agenda was, because some of the things they're doing are so outrageous. It makes no sense. Even the fact that Carney has got in, I mean, it makes no sense. And I can't believe Canadians aren't making more of a stink about it. I mean, it looks like he was literally just placed, because even Trump said just before the election, yeah, I'll be seeing Carney, as if he knew who was coming in. Okay, how could he know that? And even as a real politician, would he have said that? So obviously part of the movie. Okay, so let's have a look at that question. So what are, what's going on in Canada, in particular with Carney? When can we see the tail end of him? That's the biggest thing I want to know. Okay, so, wow. Carney's background is so outrageous, okay? And that's another reason, like, why on earth would a guy with his reputation for deep state dark cult, like, the guy's a banker, okay? And he's ruined the UK's banking system. I mean, UK people were warning us, this guy's like the worst guy ever, okay? And then he comes along and he's actually running Canada within, it seemed like minutes. Like it was things are crazy. I mean, if you thought Trudeau was bad, this guy's the worst case scenario. So it's obviously part of the theater. And that really, this card reading really does show. We're still watching the theater here when it comes to Carney, but he is really close to being exposed. This guy's they got some really bad dirt on him. And when things start going down for him, a whole lot of, it's like a truckload of information comes out, and he gets absolutely, absolutely shown to be the guy that he is. Okay, and I feel like you'll get a real glimpse at who's really running the country, which is in fact White Hat Alliance. Okay, so at the time when Carney goes down is right about the time they start, really showing you who's really running these countries. Okay, so we'll get a real glimpse, and it does look like it's maybe weeks, maybe let's hope that's days. This can be days or weeks away. Okay, but I don't think we're talking months. And we've got an 8 there, so days or weeks. So yeah, I think we're not going to have to put up with him too long here. Yeah, there's a few things he has to out more. I feel like there's a few, they're going to use him for a few moves. In the world stage, just really showing people what these guys are capable of. It's like they're doing like a nonstop walk of shame is really what it looks like they're doing. They're going to really show you what these guys are really all about before they take them out with information. So they got something really ugly on them. And I've thought that and known that all along. They got to have something really ugly on them. There's no way, he could have got in. It makes no sense. It has to be part of the theater. But weigh in the comments what you guys think. Okay, now I thought I'd end with this. And somebody mentioned in the comments they'd really like to see this, an August update. So we got August right around the corner. Let's have a look at what are some highlights that the universe wants to share with us. Okay. And of course, we don't always get everything with the cards. The cards are very selective in what they share, and that's universal energy. If you think about it, if we knew everything, it would, like, this is we're on a learning curve. We're on an evolution curve for humanity. Okay, so we're evolving, we're learning a lot in a short amount of time. It feels like that whole Kali Yuga, and look that up if you don't know what I'm talking about, and look back in some of the old videos, especially on the Beyond Mystic News. Okay, and there is a public Beyond Mystic News, and we've talked a lot about the Kali Yuga before, but it's a sort of an expression of time, I guess. Okay, and we're on this moment in time where more sunlight is actually reaching the earth than has in maybe thousands of years. Okay, so we're on this timeline, or this period in history where we could evolve really quickly because of that, and humankind or mankind can really like quantum leap right about, yeah, starting, I think it already started. Okay, so it's already started. So we're receiving more light from the sun, and I feel like that's actually igniting a lot of growth and evolution in humanity. Okay, but let's have a look at what does the universe want to tell us about August. And how I got on that topic was, everything that's happening is for the evolution of mankind. Even if you don't like what's happening, it's still happening for the evolution of mankind. And somehow we signed up to be here at this time as souls. Maybe we've got the right ingredients to carry this through and help this, like maybe even lead humanity. Maybe this group is going to lead humanity through some of these really difficult times, difficult awarenesses. It's difficult to understand how much we've been tricked and lied to. Okay, and I feel like we're part of who's going to help people understand that, this community. Anyway, but we can't know everything, I guess, is what I was getting at. And even the cards often don't tell us, just barely scratch the surface in what we're being told, because I feel like just if we knew everything, we wouldn't grow and learn, because we still have, even this community has things to learn and grow from. Okay, so I don't know if that makes any sense, but even when I used to read individual people's cards, sometimes the question would only be vaguely answered. And if you feel like you're not getting enough of knowing what's coming in the future, just consider that it has something to do with the element of surprise. Really helps people grow and learn. And also, like, how you respond is a big part of the growth. Like, human growth comes from your response to things. And we're given that opportunity to respond to things that we didn't see coming. And believe it or not, some of our best learning and growth happens in those kind of moments. But anyway, okay, so here we go. We've got the Ace of Swords here. So this is highlights for August, just what we're getting right now. Let's have a look. So information. So August continues to be flooding with information here, because Ace of Swords is revelations of information. Like, an Ace of Swords is being really directly told something. Okay, and the directly told something might concern the banking, and could and I feel like further, the word ruination came to my mind, but further crumbling of the financial system, banking system, and further evidence of how it was created to manipulate and enslave us. Okay, so that certainly lots of information coming out about that. I mean, there's still a lot of people that don't understand how the banks short silver, okay, to manipulate the price of it, short it, and create them being able to stay afloat, when in fact, if they're not allowed to do that anymore, and silver rises to the actual value that it is, these banks would go under. Okay, and they're it seems like a breath away from that, right? And silver is rising, so it's pretty interesting. I feel like we'll see more of that sort of move, and even a quickening. The Chariot's more of a quickening card. Okay, so information coming out fast and furious, and in particular to take out maybe the fraudulent financial system that we have. This matrix has created. Somehow we've jointly all created together. I'm not sure how it works, but I'll say it like that. Okay, now here we've got the 10 of, this is advice going into, so the biggest thing is information and maybe the further demise of the banking. That's what it looks like, and more information coming. And of course, we need more information to come out. People need to know the truth about things, just everything. Like this community digs and looks for it, but there's a lot of people out there completely in denial of what's been going on. So more of those people need to know. So it looks like we get floods of information that are going to be really hard to, ignore, basically. Okay, and this is interesting. So the near future, we've got the Knight of Swords. So military action, military activity towards the end of August. It looks like there could be a need for the military to step out in front of some situations when things involve a coming down of I believe the financial system will really gut punch a lot of people when it really crashes, or does to whatever degree they're going to crash it, which I don't think it'll be all the way crashed. And there's lots of reasons that we've discussed, lots of reasons why that would be. I believe that when people are threatened financially, that's when they really, really step out and they got something to say about it and get really, really involved. And I feel like they're saving that to get everybody involved and on the same page. When we really know what's been going on and what's been done to us through taxes, through fraudulent, systems of debt, through just the way the whole financial structure is framed. None of it's for you. It's only to take from you, really. Okay, none of it's for your well-being. Okay, the whole thing, right? It's just a pillage. Anyway, so here the outcome, well, it could mean military out on the streets here by the end of August. And we've got the 10. Things will get really hard, but you try not to take them personally. Things are going to get really hard in August. Try not to take them personally. And the way they're going to get hard is what you hear and know is going to be hard to hear, but in particular, some setbacks financially. Before things get better, I feel like there's going to be setbacks. And we've been saying that for years. So I believe when this does happen, it will feel like a setback at first, but then it rights itself. Remember that 5s right themselves and they don't stay for long. Okay. There might be some weeks or even months where it feels like scarce, or you're being, maybe you have to wait to be, get that to be righted. If say you get a big haircut in your, say you have X amount of money in your bank account, the banks go down and now you can't get into that bank anymore. You lose all of that money. If you're carrying a lot of literal dollars, I feel like that's when the haircuts could feel ouchy. You know what I mean? But everything that I've been seeing for years around the subject looks like there will be a replenishment, or somehow it'll be made up for, maybe not dollar for dollar literally, but in other ways, things will be made easier. You'll have more freedom, and going forward, there won't be the pillage. So in that way, it's made up to you. Anyway. Whew. Okay, everybody, sending you all ravens, and take care. We've got an ace in the middle, so I think yes, with that ace in the middle, It's interesting. We've got that Knight of Pentacles. That's a carefulness card. So it seems to affect our sense of, are we safe? So it feels like it's a real base, like maybe first chakra sort of feeling of we're not safe, right? So it seems to affect like us at a really base level. And I'd have to say that was true. I literally feel like fight or flight, like I'm going to be attacked or something, but I can't put a finger on what. So like a prey is after me. Okay,
Right.
so that's what that feels like. And see this 7 here, 7 of Pentacle. I feel like it's been maybe we could have things put in our environment or sent to our environment that's creating that on some level. So I feel like we might have that directed at us somehow, and it's affecting people in a really physical way. These are 2 really physical cards.
And what would be the objective? Just to put us off kilter as they're doing operations, to get us out of the way, to get us to where we can't react properly to perhaps something that's coming around? Like, what's the objective with this dread that's
I
being
think
pulled
it's
down?
the bad guys. I think
Yeah.
it's an old
Old program.
frequency that's been out there for a while. And see that surrender card there?
Uh-huh.
I feel like surrender to like a lot of fear went before this card, and then we're at the end of. So I feel like this is something they've been doing for a long time, and we're getting really close to the end, and it's maybe even rising, lifting, and leaving. We've gotten so used to it. I feel like maybe it's lifting and leaving us, and we're picking up on it because we're so sensitive.
Right.
It could even contribute to, it could be something they were collecting our dreaded energy through
Oh,
nightmares.
like loose. Like,
Loose.
yeah. Oh, wow. Well, they are
Yeah,
starving for energy. They
yeah,
definitely are starving for energy. So they might be cranking this up to feed here.
yeah. See that? And
Mhm.
it's badly aspected, like an adrenochrome card.
Yeah.
So that's like their loosh. Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about the movie Monster Inc. It was
Mhm.
describing everything,
Exactly. Yeah.
torturing children to
Yeah.
get their scared energy,
Yeah.
right? So they do it to humans on a low, maybe it was a low frequency because it says it's been going on for a really long time. And because it's now leaving, maybe we're sensitive to it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Somebody's asking in the chat, can we just, where was it? Fast forward through this? Is there a way to fast forward through this, or is this essential part here of the war, Janine? What would you say?
Don't stay disappointed and focused on it. This guy focuses on the past. It's something leaving us. Okay, focus on, so when you wake up, so this is good advice actually, focus on how you are safe and what's good around your environment and not that unknown that woke you up. So focus your mind and choose to think about things that are, and that's what I do when I walk around. I walk around the house and I notice, like I am safe, like I feel safe in my environment. Like I have to talk myself into it. So I come
Right.
down off of that, sort of feels like a ledge of
Do you,
scared.
like, do you recall? I might be wrong, but I feel as though when you and I started talking about this, I started feeling this dread a little bit earlier than you. You were having discomfort sleeping and some body aches, but not so much the dread. And then you started having the dread, maybe less body aches too. What do you account for that maybe difference? Is it a location thing? Is it a personal frequency thing? What do you think that difference was?
Well, my place is being renovated, and
Yeah.
all of my usual. So I had my place gridded with, Ashley taught me how to grid with stones.
Yeah.
So I had all these grounding stones and safety mechanism stones. I love crystals and stones. So
Yeah.
I had like various different stones placed in different corners of the house, and yeah, I just intuitively gridded my place, and all of that was taken away before renos, because renos are disrupting everything. I got new flooring and stuff. I feel like the grid's down, and so like our safety mechanisms probably block that to some degree. That's what I think. And I used to have a real situation where every night I'd go smudge
Right.
around.
You're outside of your routine
I'm
and
outside.
your typical safety zone. And on top of that, you have a lot of people in and out of the house with different frequencies, the workers, contractors.
Yep.
That could be as well. Somebody in the chat was asking, what is dread, JC? Dread is anticipating with great apprehension or fear, right? Jane was dreading the party, for example, and is an example. But this overall dread feeling, it's like this foreboding feeling that something bad's about to happen. That's the general malaise that people attach to that. Okay.
I really think our mechanisms spiritually, that like routines that we put in place, are really important.
For sure. And
like
now maybe
altars and whatever you use.
Now more than ever, including Shungite. A lot of people in the chat are saying, use your Shungite, use your Shungite. And you know what, too? We're getting more and more of our audience members that are telling us that their cats are acting up in a weird way. Their dogs are acting up as well. I was talking to Carla about that earlier this week and said, hey, can we make some dog collars and pet collars with Shungite too? Would that help? And she's like, definitely. They're just as much affected as us, if not more, by some of these electromagnetic frequencies. So she's working on that, guys. She'll be on the show a little bit later on because she's going to give more details here to the Father's Day giveaway that she has going on here on AscensionOrganites.com. And she's going to be giving away some prizes here later this evening as well. So stay tuned for that. So in part of those weird dreams this week, Janine, so this is something personal to me, but I have the feeling that maybe it's something we needed to talk on the show. So I believe it was the Monday night or the Tuesday night. Like you, I kept waking up all night, but I was waking up with a hard stop kind of thing. It wasn't a gradual wake up at 1 and go back to sleep. It wasn't. It's like I'm awake, and then I'd sleep, and then I'm awake, like kind of like that, right? But every time I would wake up in this hard fashion, a word came through with it, and the word was limerick. Limerick. Don't forget limerick. I'm like, what the hell is limerick? I'm like, why is there somebody asking me to talk about limerick? Is this for me? What does it mean? So the next morning, I tell the story to Sarah, and she says, oh, isn't that like an English poem or something like that? Like it's a style of poem. And then so she looked it up on YouTube, and yes, that is one of the definitions, but it is also a town in Ireland. Lots of stuff happening in Ireland right now, too. A lot of it was predicted in WebBot data quite a while back. But I wanted to go to that particular town here of Limerick. Let me bring that up on the map for you guys here in Ireland. There's a connection with this town also in Vikings. So I don't know much about it, but I'm wondering, I had never heard this word before. It's new to me. And I'm wondering why this was coming up in the field, whether or not I was supposed to talk about it or not. So can we do a first poll? If you see, oh, JC, this is absolutely super personal, your grandfather's trying to say something like, okay, we'll just change the channel. But if it has something to do maybe with the community, us having to look at this or understanding this in a different way, whether it's the poem part or whether it's the town itself, the city itself, let's see here what was behind that dream, okay? Starts with the tower card. Wow.
Well, the tower, though, it's in a real personal place, so it could even be a revelation, not necessarily an external takedown or crumbling, which usually this could mean. Mm-hmm. This could more be, it was a revelation, okay, brought to you through your subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody says Limerick is also a nuclear power plant in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Interesting. Okay. Limerick, Ireland. Okay. The poem, style of poem, a 5-line style of poem. What else do you see there, Janine? Where's this going?
Well, it's interesting because you have some kind of revelation occurred in your dream time, and the word is trying to remind you of what you were dreaming of or what revelation.
And that's the thing. I tried best I could in the morning. All I could remember was the word, but what it was associated to and why I was dreaming it, like I had a blank slate. All I could do is remember that word in the morning. Because again, every time I woke up, it's like, don't you forget this word, JC. Tomorrow you need to remember this word. But I'm like, but why? What else do you have there for me, Janine?
Okay, so this card says keep it in, keep it somewhere safe. So remember the word, stash it back here. It's not ready to become like you're not missing something yet. I feel like, and something around the alliance goes down there, or a real show of time travelers alliance, or actual other dimensional activity, but based in the alliance, or something good for humanity. It doesn't feel bad. Could go down in a place, I feel like, called Limerick. So it feels more of a place to me, especially with these pentacles. We've got 4 pentacle cards, more based in a place.
Okay.
And not maybe like if it was swords, I'd say it was talking about the word.
Poems, words.
The word
Yeah.
formation kind of thing. But it's all pentacles, a lot of pentacles, but something around. So this is an alliance card. I feel like
hold on. Somebody's asking, what was the town that man came from Ireland?
Janine's boyfriend.
Yeah, what was that guy's name? The nice older gentleman. Do you remember?
Okay, well, now my mind can't come up with it because I know. But
was it Tom? Was it Tom?
Yeah,
No.
Thomas.
Thomas. Yeah. I don't know where but he was from Ireland, right?
Yeah, he's from Ireland. I don't know if he's from Limerick, though.
Yeah. Huh.
And I think I might have been there.
To Limerick?
It sounds familiar. I was in Ireland.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask the people that took me around. We saw a lot of places in a short time.
No, it's Alan Tompkins.
Alan
Tompkins. That's it. Thank you, Carla. That's right.
Okay. Yeah. Clearly I'm a bad date type. Can't even remember anybody's name. Yeah, I'm pretty bad.
It's easy for everybody to remember our name. We have to remember 1,000 people's names.
You guys can see why I'm single. What was that guy's name again? I do love the guy, but I love lots of people.
Yeah. Hey, did you ever have a reading? He won a reading with you, right?
Absolutely, it was awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Wonderful, wise person he is.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could just tell, like meeting him, shaking his hands, like, man. Well, first of all, the guy's been around. He's lived and he's experienced so many things on the planet, but he has still so much life in his eyes, and you get so much wisdom behind him. Just standing in front of him, it was just like, oh, I wish we could have more time to hear what he had to say about all of his life experiences.
Yeah.
Speaking about the conferences and people we met at the conferences, and maybe not remembering all the names, Janine and I are working on the background for the conference 2.0, and things are starting to shape up, guys. We're talking to another firm right now who's going to be helping us with the selection of the venue, negotiating all these contracts, trying to get the price down for you guys, and the date and the exact venue for you guys. But we are looking at Florida, and we are looking at next spring, and we already have almost all of the keynotes confirmed. So everybody is excited about this one. So stay tuned for that. We're going to give you more details here as things unfold. All right. Anything else? You want to just do clarifiers? Anything else I need to know about this Limerick thing? Or maybe there's a part for that for the audience too that they need to know. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say something until all of that conversation went. Now I've completely forgot what I was going to say there.
How'd that
Okay, so
happen?
so I think you were given a really big drop that's going to make sense down the road. It might even take till October, September, October. This card can be September, it's the 9th month, or October, that's the
Okay.
10th month. I mean, not in the number of it, but because it's the Lovers
Yeah.
associates itself with October. Okay, and we've got the Knight of Cups. Something's going to happen there, but it's not a bad thing, and you were given a heads up about it.
Huh.
It's a positive thing. It takes us away from, or it's some kind of leaves behind a real sadness and moves us forward to a whole new, like we're really this year we're going through a lot of breakups in a way. We're breaking up with the deep state. We're
Yeah.
breaking up with a whole bunch of officialdoms that no longer serve us. We'll likely break up with, the financial system in the way that it was created to keep us in debt slavery. I feel like
Right.
all of that could happen this year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll keep it in mind, and who knows? Maybe while I'm mowing the lawn this weekend, it'll come up, right? So I'll keep chewing on that and I'll
Yeah.
report back to you guys if I hear more. Hey,
Okay.
Janine, is that Sending Ravens like a coaster? Like a how do you spell
Somebody
those?
made this for me and I got it in my gift box.
But what is it? It's a
It's a
coaster.
poster.
Yeah, that's
It's
gorgeous.
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, we should make
Yeah.
those.
So, I know, isn't it?
Yeah, they're
Like
great.
this one's, I just love it. And
Yeah.
also, I got this beautiful wrap just recently. It was probably you sent it or Sarah sent it. Was
Okay.
probably sent to you, so I got it really late, and I was going to wear it, but it's not cold enough. It's incredible, crocheted,
Oh wow.
absolutely plum colored. I can't even fathom how many hours it took.
Oh
And I
wow.
won't say the person's name, they didn't give me permission, but I will put on my Telegram. I got a beautiful photograph of it, and
Brilliant.
just shout out to that person. I think they watch me a lot by the sounds of the note I got, and I just got it. So forgive me if I didn't shout you out earlier, but I don't always shout out the beautiful gifts I get, but I absolutely appreciate them. And I'll have to take some photographs of my house once it's all put back together. Okay, I'll send you guys a little like
We
maybe a
should do
little
a housewarming video like we did when
yeah
we had that place
a walk around, and
yeah,
you'll
yeah, yeah.
probably see some of your things that you've sent me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, cool. That'd be great. And folks, yes, thank you for all the gifts. Like we don't say it enough. And
Yeah.
sometimes also you might not get news for a while because those packages keep piling up either at the post office, and then eventually they keep piling up here. And then we hire Mira. Recently, she's been just a godsend. Mira's Aline's daughter, who makes the soaps with Aline. And she comes here from time to time now to open all those packages and redirect some of them that go to Janine, because people send it to me because of the PO box, and then we repackage that and we send that to Janine. So there could be sometimes a couple of months delay by the time Janine gets the stuff that you're sending her. So bear with us, but a big thank you to all of you sending stuff there through the mail. Really appreciate it. Okay, so there was today. So let's go to that too, because it could be more than we think. And Quack House here is kind of alluding to it. Is this going towards a media blackout? So on one hand, you and I were experiencing this issue through StreamYard, which is the application we use to produce the shows and to telecast through the different platforms. But they were in fact having troubles with Cloudflare and some of the Google services as well. So the person is alluding to, hey, is that a media blackout? Is that somebody taking control perhaps of the internet behind the scene where this dropped because something's about to happen and somebody else is in control of maybe having an internet switch of sorts here? Or was that a fight for the information, or who controls some of these systems right now to not have a blackout? What's going on with that, Janine? It seemed pretty pervasive here today and scary. And so far, we don't really have any answers as to why that was happening, when in fact, they have triple and quadruple redundancies in place. So I haven't seen some reasonable, plausible explanations as of yet. What do you see?
This is interesting. I think it might have been targeting in particular, and I do think it was a targeted something.
Uh-huh.
And it was targeting the woo community, trying to keep some information from circulating. Okay, so
Ahead of time, or the information was already circulating?
ahead of time.
Uh-huh.
So
Whoa.
see that 8?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I feel like it's just a lingering, like I feel like, and I got this in June when I did the Zodiac. I feel like there's going to be attacks on the community from different sources, and I didn't know how they would do it, but they would go directly through emails, trying to get people's attention, give them false information. They were going to really work on the woo community. That's their last stand. Like they don't
Mm-hmm.
really have anything left.
Mm-hmm.
Mainstream media is so not working for them anymore. I mean, it's they're just outing themselves at every turn, mainstream media, so they're not helpful. Like all of these minions have left is to attack or infiltrate any kind of truthers they can, or shut us down, and that's what it felt like they were doing there. It was
Okay.
like trying to keep something from getting out, and maybe even like we're really down to the crunch. I feel like like some people even think it's this weekend could be an EBS weekend. I didn't
Sure.
actually get that. I was thinking it was more September, October,
Yeah.
but that's all of that is really this summer, like
You were
early
getting,
fall.
so we kind of looked at this on the Wednesday show, and at that time when we looked at it for this weekend, I don't want to say it was a nothing burger, but we needed to dial it down. Some other channels
Yeah.
were making way more than what it was going to be, and you said no, actually it kind of looks like it's going to be positive and a celebration. It's not to say that there's not going to be riots and some skirmishes, but
Mhm.
not to the extent of bringing down the country or words to that effect. That's what you had on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a quick repull on that?
Yep.
Or yeah, okay, let's do that. And then we're going to have to look at Israel here too. Breaking news: Israel is launching a preemptive strike against Iran with reports of massive explosion taking place. Heard in Tehran. Iran has Israel just declared a state of emergency, so it looks like it's underway now. Trump was also warning of a chance of a massive conflict here. He, of course, a couple of weeks ago in the mainstream news, in one of the articles, had him working towards preventing an Israeli mistake, quote unquote. And when I showed that to Cliff, he says, holy shit, like that's a manifestation of language. We must be close to the end game on that scenario. So we'll pull on Iran in just a moment. But for now, Janine, we're just revisiting here this weekend, the riots, the tank or the military parade in DC. What do we need to know about that? Is there actual cause for concern, or is this kind of all in hand right now and kind of made and let to happen for some type of other purpose?
Some skirmishes, so with 2 5s, and activities going on. Like, so what they're saying is happening and what's really happening could be really different. On the surface, though, I feel like it will look like a real successful event and put Trump in a good light. Like it's going to look like he's very successful at pulling this off.
Mm-hmm.
You also might get a real glimpse of how popular he actually is. Like
Mm-hmm.
when they like stop trying to tell you so many people are against him. Like most of those people are paid. They're getting paid to go out there and right. So
Yep.
like I feel like there's a lot of gossip and innuendo. In other words, non-truths around and like what's happening. And see that card in the middle. This is what people are seeing. This is a strategy. So anything you're seeing is because they wanted you to see it, but there's a whole lot going on, and it looks like it's relating to children or infants or things to do with
Networks.
protection of children
Yeah.
in the war
Yeah.
war effort towards children. So it makes sense that that's going on under the surface. See that too? So 2 of Swords, you're not going to see that part. So I still feel like they're doing like military operations. under the guise of this big parade. But meanwhile, while everybody's eyes are on the parade, they're busy doing stuff. Could
There's
even
more
be rounding people up and stuff. Here we've got the death card, but there's still some things to happen before any kind of real public knowing of that.
Okay. Yeah, you were saying that last night too, that it would take a little bit more time. Even though those operations are underway, we won't get to see that quite just yet. Okay, so we're pretty much still on the same page then, right now, as you were yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Let's go now to the breaking news of Israel preemptively attacking Iran here. Let's do a poll on that. The question is, and of course, this was supposed to be part of your Quick Draw Thursday today. We spent quite a bit of time this morning positioning that for the audience. So I've just explained at the beginning of the show what that Israeli mistake prediction was. So the question is now, are we leading towards it? Is this perhaps the last culminating events here towards that prediction, either of the events happening in physicality or some type of huge narrative that comes up in the mainstream news about Israeli mistake, and therefore everything changes after?
Okay, so this is a repeat of what I got. You and I, we looked at this. Was it last night? The night?
Yeah, on the Wednesday night, we touched it also on Wednesday, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so this card is in the past. So a yes in the past. I feel like, and this card says something's done already. And it's a facade, what's happening now. So the Israeli mistake already happened, whatever that is.
Okay.
Whatever Cliff was alluding to, it came and went.
Okay.
Okay, and then see that 5 there? So it's going to be a while before we get led in on it. We're not seeing it. It's taken our attention away from it. And the 4 is a shutdown. So they're keeping it away from. So something already happened that you would call an Israeli mistake.
Okay.
And now we've got the 8 of Pentacles. So I feel like this is going to get right to the edge again, and then not turn into the big nuclear war they're saying it is. So it'll do what it's been doing for years here. It goes right up till the edge and then backs off. That's a fear porn card. And this is the Queen of Swords here. She's very direct and like a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon that now we've got a big nuclear situation. But I get it goes right to the 80% and then comes down again.
Okay. Somebody's in the chat asking, hey, GC, has Janine done a read on the EBS lately? Didn't you have that in your Zodiac spread or in your World News just recently?
Yeah, I think the EBS will be in September or October.
Okay, not this summer. Yeah. Oh, actually, you brought that up again on the show where we looked at Israel. I said, was that leading into that weekend or the skirmishes here in the United States? And you're like, no, it looks further away, a couple of months away still.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the answer. Thank you for that. Now, going back to Israel again, if you want to reshuffle, if this is already done in the past, a mistake was done in the past, and this attack on Iran might not be what it's purported to be, when do we get to Israel being the last piece of the puzzle here? Because Netanyahu earlier, I think it was yesterday or today, he said something to the effect that if he goes down, he would bring down quite a few people with him. I'm going to see if I can find that tweet again. I think I sent you a copy of that earlier today. This one here. So I'm curious what he's talking about. Is he feeling that somehow Israel is being kept for last here in this global war effort, and that they're being left in the dust, so to speak, with all these new contracts that Trump is signing here in the Middle East? Here he says, if we fall, and that won't happen, by the way, but if we do fall, many parts of the world will fall with us. This was Benjamin Netanyahu. And Vandersteel says, oh, he's referring to the United States. This is his Epstein boomerang warning. Okay. So it's like, you guys better protect us, or else I'm going to let some information out and a lot of people are going to fall. What did he mean by that? What's that poll here you just got for us?
That was around that. What did he mean? I feel like they already fell, and
Okay.
here's who's controlling them.
Ah,
White hat Trump alliance.
wow.
He's a controlled guy. I feel like whatever's happening in Israel already happened, and it could have been years ago or 2 years ago with that card there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're being shown what they want us to see as they're letting it out, but a lot of this already happened. They
Hmm.
fell already. I was getting that years ago, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. But the question would be, let me be a little bit more precise then.
Yeah,
When did they fall in the public eye? Because right now, it
yeah,
doesn't appear as though they fell. It still appears that they're dictating policy here in the Middle East and being able to be the aggressor in some cases, maybe involved with genocide in other cases, without so much as a peep from Western mainstream news. So when is it made public then that there's a change here at hand?
I'm gonna say July.
Oh shit! Okay, that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah,
pretty quick. Okay,
8 weeks.
okay.
It's not quite July. Like that's just after July, I guess. So, like into August, sometime around end of July to early August.
You know, when Cliff put out the emotional data values, let me see if I can bring this back up. He gave me another one last week. I don't know where it went. Like the scroll is so long with all the news, crazy news coming up. But he took this graph, but he broke it down in segments: military issues, political issues, religious issues, financial issues. And much to my surprise, I thought I would see a theme. Oh, it's all about the finance, and that's why we're seeing all this stuff. Or it's all about the military because we have space aliens coming. No, it was all of the above. It was turmoil in pretty much every sector that he had plotted. So, indeed, it's going to be a hot summer, and we're going to see weird stuff at every level. It appears that way, at the very least. If you're interested in this slide, guys, just go to beyondmystic.net/singularity. That was the name of the episode in which Cliff provided these. They're very helpful as we're plotting now these particular weeks here in June and into July. Okay. Something absolutely amazing happened the other day. Let me see if I can change a screen for this because we need the audio. And amidst all of the other craziness, I kind of missed it for a day or two because I saw it, I looked at it, but it didn't register. Wait, what did that guy just say? Because I'm looking at all this other crazy stuff. And again, the world is getting crazier and crazier. But it's this guy here. Listen, Army Secretary Dan Driscoll tells Fox News an astronaut is coming currently on the moon. Wait, what? So let's just play the clip and then we'll come back for commentary. But Cliff's at the top here and he says, the woo people have been saying watch the moon here for several years now, including Janine also. So something's coming up here. So we'll play the clip for you guys if you haven't heard this, and then we'll try to decode this a little bit further.
As young Americans across the country get to see all of the amazing things that the Army has done, whether it's helping with floods in North Carolina or wildfires in California, or we talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedoms that are that make our nation so great. We think this is going to be an incredible opportunity.
What? I should have led the show with that one. Like, dude, okay.
They're just sliding it in there.
It's like, oh yeah, we talked to an astronaut on the moon who's a soldier who's going to defend in this war. What, there's a war on the moon? Like, there's a lot in that phrase. But let's rewind a few seconds and listen to that again, guys. So sit back on your chair. You probably fell off. Let's listen to that one again.
As young Americans across the country get to see all of the amazing things that the Army has done, whether it's helping with floods in North Carolina or wildfires in California, or we talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedoms that are that make our nation so great. we think this is going to be an incredible opportunity for the Army to fill up our pipeline for the years to come.
Okay. Okay, that's a lot to take in, Janine, just in one phrase. Your first reaction, is this like a soft reveal? Is this guy did he just get fired for spilling the beans? What's your gut before we do the cards on this one?
It was scripted, and they told him exactly. Yeah, there's soft revealing. They've been doing it all along. Remember when they soft revealed that U.S. was under basically military law, or was run by the military? Like that was in 2020.
The transfer to military power. That guy. Yeah.
I feel like it's something like that.
Somebody was saying, was it a misspeak? It's pretty precise. And it's out of context with the rest. He's just saying, hey, the military is great, man. We're doing all these things, including the guy we just spoke to on the moon who's fighting in the war to defend our American values. Like, what? Okay. So let's do a poll, Janine. Let's get a little bit more details on this one. Yeah, a lot of people are like, whoa, this is crazy, JC. Yeah.
Could that be tied into that golden?
Well, that's the thing. The advanced warning systems. Trump did say that he would have things in space, including in orbit. And I think Elon Musk and his guys were talking about the moon and Mars also having repeater stations or some advanced warning systems that would tie into this golden dome thing. But he's referring to defending in a war there already. That's not in the future. That's right now. And he's talking about an astronaut soldier on the moon currently. Let's break this down, Janine. What do you see?
So that's one of many things that they're trying to get out there. So I'd call it soft reveal. Because they don't want to. So the general population, if you just told them without being kind of sly about it, they'd freak out. Right? So it's really people like us catching it. A lot of people aren't even paying attention to it, just slides right by their consciousness.
Yeah.
But when you got people that have been watching Q paying attention, and you got the woo community, like we've gone down the rabbit holes, we're receiving that. Right? Like, yeah. So they just placed it. It's literally just something placed out there. They've also left a lot of other clues. So if you look around. And they're not ready to completely back it up with the whole story yet. I feel like after tribunals, we might get, because that card looks like military tribunals. I feel like first the tribunals, and then they'll get around to telling us what's really been going on the moon and outer space.
But like everything else, they have to set it up. And this is partly setting it up for future information dumps.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Bruce Cizal, thank you, Crazy Toaster. He's been on this for quite some time, and he was suggesting in his videos, from what he saw, there were explosions. There were ship-to-ship missiles being thrown about, and he was capturing all that stuff with his crazy telescope. So clearly it's happening, and now we kind of have officialdom confirming it, although in a sly kind of fashion. The question, though, a lot of people in the chat are asking, who are we fighting on the moon exactly? Do you want to do a poll on that, Janine? Are we looking at the reptilians? Is there a new force in town? You know, what's going on? Who are these people? Are they related to perhaps that second moon we had in orbit that was announced in mainstream news last October? Who are we fighting there?
Because he didn't say an astronaut on the moon. He said a soldier, didn't he?
He started with astronaut on the moon, who's a soldier, and who's actually fighting a war to defend American values. He did say astronaut first, who's a soldier. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to play that again? Hold on. Let's play that again.
Yep.
Let me bring it back up just to make sure we're all on the same page. About here.
To an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier.
I spoke to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier.
Including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedoms that are that make our nation so great.
And fighting a war. All right.
So you'd think the person he's talking to would stop them if they were any good at their job, or a real person, a news person, an actual one. They would stop him and go, wait a sec. What did you just say? Back it up.
Back up the tape. Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Like if that was me interviewing them, I think I would have said, okay, wait.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying,
that would be, when I drink my water sometimes and my guest is talking, I would have spat that out. I was, sorry, what did you just say? Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right away, it's tying it to Trump White Hat Alliance. So I feel like they placed that guy there to say that. It has something to do with why they're making this situation called the what is it called? The Globe? No.
Golden Dome.
Yeah. That's why I got a feeling it's something like that. See the judgment in the past. Okay. So they know that this is a big deal. So they're just putting it out there. So people can't say they didn't tell you.
Right.
Yeah. They've been doing a lot of that, to be honest. Okay, right in the middle. It was truth, though. The guy did not misspeak. He's telling the truth. Who are they fighting? So that's the part we're getting to.
Like said, Laura says, you cannot make this shit up. No, you cannot.
Maybe various different entities. This is dysfunctional, and
that's a mixed bag.
Mixed bag, but not, and it has something to do with defending children. Maybe it's the type that use adrenochrome or want to steal humans off the earth.
Yeah. Oh.
Right, like the ones that
smashing grabs there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is what Trump's been fighting, or at least who he's the front of. So he's the brand of the group that's been fighting these guys for. So this goes back to save the children, watch the children, like not just children, humans. I feel like they grab off the earth, and there's governments were compliant in it. And I feel like they had made agreements with all of these different groups. So there's a number of them, and they come and hunt or yeah.
Nathalie Lavoie, JC question mark. Did I miss a question, Nathalie? No, the chat is going too fast. Let me know if I miss a question. Put it back there in the chat. Somebody said, hey, they took a picture of the moon and there was a craft there. They sent it to Cliff High, and he said it's at least 2 miles long. This one here, Virginia Luel. Yeah, some of the stuff that Bruce Izal was picturing too, like these things are massive compared to anything we have on Earth, or at least that we know we have on Earth. Absolutely. When I was about to spit out my water earlier, I wanted to share this with you guys. I'm wearing right now my Pure Bulk T-shirt that Dorothy gave to me at the conference. The reason I'm doing that tonight is because they are just now launching the electrolytes. And so if you guys were in Ottawa for the conference, she was giving these away in bulk to everybody at the conference, including Pure Sleep and some other goodies. But the ones that she was giving away, I still have a few here. These were the samples because they were testing this new product at the time here. So they've been in testing for quite some months. I absolutely love the pineapple one, the watermelon one, and also the bubblegum one. But as you can see on the screen there, they have many new flavors as well that I haven't tried. I can't wait to try them. And it turns out, looking at all the studies, that we, generally speaking, as humans, are chronically dehydrated for many reasons: chemtrails, chemicals, diet, stress, all of these things. And so electrolytes are very, very important. And what's very cool about Pure Bulk, everything they do is high grade and also very bioavailable. So if you look at the specs on these products compared to some other electrolytes, you're going to see a big, big, big difference there. So if you feel sometimes that you might need to be a little bit more hydrated and you have trouble being satiated just by drinking water, check it out here at Pure Bulk. If you use the coupon code JC Tasty Clear, let me see if I got that right. Let me go back to Dorothy's chat here. We had a video, but for some reason it kind of crapped out on me today. Yeah, JC Tasty Clear, you'll get 20% off here. So if you go to purebulk.com, just type in electrolytes there at the top of the page, and it'll bring you here. You'll see all of the different flavors you can choose from. And I really recommend it. It really changed my life. Since the conference, I've been on this stuff, and I feel much, much, much better. Janine, do you have also problems sometimes staying hydrated? And do you think that this could help you out?
Oh, well, I woke up, like I've been saying, I've been waking up and I'm so dry. I can't, and I try to drink water all day long. So as you're saying that, I'm making a mental note I'm going to be buying some of that.
For sure. So JC Tasty Clear, that will give you 20% off, guys. So check it out here at purebulk.com. And I'll ask Coco also to bring the links down. Actually, let me do that now. I'll bring the links down in the live chat for you guys if you're interested in that. And JC Tasty Clear for 20%. Let's put that on the screen for everybody here just to make sure I got that right. That one. And there you go. JC Tasty Clear for 20%. Okay. Up next, we have some prizes to give away. Of course, it's the one and only, the legend, Carla, the Shungite Master. Carla from Ascension Organites. How are you doing, Carla?
Hi, how are you guys doing? Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you on. Thank you for being here, Carla. Of course, in the last couple of weeks, you put up this really interesting giveaway. It's the first time we do it that way. And it was a brainchild of yours. And when you suggested it to Janine and I said, yeah, what a great idea. We never do really things for Father's Day. We do Mother's Day a lot. We do all these other promos. And you had the idea of bringing up something very special here for Father's Day. So let me bring up your website here, and I'll let you speak about that, what the genesis of the idea was, and also how people can participate. There's still a couple of days here in this big, great giveaway. Carla.
Yeah, so we wanted to do something for the Divine Masculine because we always do stuff for the Divine Feminine. So I thought the Divine Masculine needed something special for them.
We need a little love sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. We need more Divine Masculine using these products and doing more energy work. So so the giveaway is basically all you have to do to enter is make a purchase of $75 or more. And if you sign up for the email newsletter, you also get a bonus entry. And then I'm going to round up all the names of people that ordered by Father's Day. And then I'll announce the winner on June 17th. And they have, so it's basically going to be one big winner is going to get to design their own custom organite pyramid, the big ones. They can have whatever they want on it, whatever color, whatever crystal. And they also get a Shungite bundle. So I'm going to be sending them a bunch of Shungite products. And also a $100 gift card for the website. And then I'm going to have 5 runner-ups. They're going to get each a gift card and also the Shungite bundle, a bunch of Shungite products.
That's a lot of prizes, Carla. Thank you.
Yeah.
We really appreciate that. So, guys, check it out. If you're in the need for anything, of course, the Organite pyramids, the Shungite, the Haidagoi-inspired silver, the Shungite silver. Do you still have some of those, or are you still making a new batch of those, Carla? Where are you on that?
We're working on a new batch of the Elite, but we have, I think there's only like 5 or 6 left of the last batch. Yeah.
The Elite went fast. Like those are the bigger quality ones. They went away pretty fast. What's your timeline on getting those back into the shop?
Maybe by the fall, because they do take a while. They're handmade, and we have
all handmade. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, keep us posted on that. I was speaking to the audience earlier tonight about our pets that are also suffering. We're getting a lot of emails that people saying, "Hey, their pets are going berserk. Their cats, their dogs." And we're like, well, we are too. We're not sleeping. We're feeling the dread. We're feeling all this electronic interference. And I said, hey, can we do something, Carla, to where we can put some shungite maybe on some pet collars for cats and dogs. And you were already thinking about that. So you've already ordered some samples for that. Talk about how you think you want to design them here for our audience members.
Well, we're looking into something that is obviously adjustable, so cats and dogs can both wear them, small animals, big animals. I'm looking to see if I can find something that can have the shungite touching their skin.
Right, as opposed to just a pendant that's not touching them. We know the field collapses when it's actually on the skin. So if we have some type of collar where the shungite, goes in back and actually touches the neck of the pet, I think would be ideal. A lot of people are suggesting, that's a great idea. We often forget our pets there too. So well, I'm excited about that. Okay. Carla, you gave me a pyramid we want to give away tonight. It is the special edition for Father's Day. Is that the one?
Yeah. Right here.
That's the big one. Okay. I was going to play the video, but that one's even better. All right.
Yeah. There you go.
Explain what's this one.
So I made it specifically for Divine Masculine for the fathers. It has blue tiger's eye, sodalite, black tourmaline, and blue apatite. So it's all Divine Masculine. If you want to go a little extra, you can pair it with the special edition for Mother's Day, and you'll have both the feminine and the masculine. But this one is for the masculine.
Okay. So, there's a lot of Divine Masculine in the chat who are saying, "Oh my God, Carla looks extra lovely tonight," and people are saying "muy caliente." you seem to be melting every time we see you and getting younger, Carla. What's your secret?
Nothing. Janine said a month ago that we needed to be in the sun, so I took her advice and I've been in the sun. That's it.
Sun Kiss is working for you, Carla. That's for sure. Everybody agrees. All right. Okay. Janine, do you have a question for the audience members to give away this pyramid tonight? What do you think?
Okay. What was this originally made for? What is it? It is somebody made it for me, and there's one word that would say what it was.
Okay. Guys, while we wait for that to populate, I hope you were watching at the beginning of the show. Of course, you can support Janine here at tarotbyjanine.com. If you are already in the Tarot by Janine community there, you'll notice that there's been some changes here in the last week. Some of them that were outside of our control. We had announced that earlier on, that the owners of that platform were making changes and moving things around, notably the community section. So it's caused a little bit of consternation amongst some of the audience members who couldn't find their buttons in the library and all that, but it's all still there. Just maybe spend a minute or two to adjust yourself to find some of those functions. There are some cases though, and this could be for the older, and by older, I mean people who've been following Janine since day one. They might have been included in an older database. And when they made this change, it made it so that you do not see the community section unless you go back and add it in your profile. That is also the case for the notifications when Janine puts stuff on the community. So if you go into your profile and you can't find that, or the box is already checked but you're not getting the notifications, then do please send Sarah an email here. She'll help you out with the tech support. But we're a couple of days into this change now, and for the most part, most of the community there has recentered itself and found the new functions there in the community chat. So thank you for bearing with us. Again, some of this was inevitable and outside of our control. We know change is not always easy, but just scroll around and you'll find everything you're needing for, and more also, because we've added some new features to that community there. And a big thank you to all of you supporting Janine there. We absolutely appreciate it. Okay, Janine, let me go back to the live chat. Let me know when to sub the feed and we'll give away this pyramid.
Stop.
My cursor is on 7th pillar coaster. That's the correct answer. 7th pillar. If you go to beyondmystic.net, at the top of the page here, just fill out the About section and the tech support button here. let us know you're the winner tonight, and we'll get that information to Carla so that she can send it out to you. While you're there, also, please peruse our pay-per-view section here. If you like the shows that we do, you can choose them one at a time here at the bottom, and you can also become an IAP member, an Insider Access Pass member that gives you access to all of our content here moving forward. While you're there, too, if you're looking for more specials for Father's Day, Andy, who was just on the show the other day, he's dropped now the junk silver at $1 over spot. The lowest price you'll ever see anywhere. So please check it out. If you're looking for silver for daddy, this is the place to go, of course. And if you're looking at some really cool soaps, also, please check out florianienfarm.ca. These are Alien's creations, and there, if you use the coupon code BM10, you'll get 10% off of those as well. Why don't we give away some soaps as well, Janine? What do you think? You want to give away one of these stacks? Yeah?
Absolutely.
Those are amazing. Did you get some of these soaps already, Carla, in your home?
I did. That's all we use now. I'm running now, so I have to order more.
Are they amazing? I know.
They are amazing.
Like just the well, first of all, the smell. Like the whole house now smells like a new Zen kind of garden. I don't know how else to explain it. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah. But just your hands, how soft they are now, like the lathering, the process of this. And of course, the whole idea behind this is to remove all the toxins in your life where you have control, right? There's always toxins that we're breathing, we're drinking, we're going to the restaurant and stuff like that. But this we can control, things we put into our body or onto our skin. So check it out at florianienfarm.ca, coupon code BM10. So Carla, do you have a question? Maybe with a one-word answer, we can ask the audience members here to give away.
I knew you were going to put me on the spot. Oh, man, it's hard to think out of the top of my head. Hold on.
Well, let's make... Okay, go ahead.
Okay, what is the word that you guys were saying at the beginning of the show that you were waking up feeling?
Oh, yeah. All right. That's a good one. Yeah.
It's easy.
Somebody says live chat is frozen. Yeah. Everything is wonky today with these outages everywhere. It seems to be working on my side now. Yeah, it's still coming up. Depends, I guess, which server you're watching from. Okay, so while we're there also, I just wanted to go back to the Academy page while we wait for the answer to populate. Janine, you're just now starting part 3 of the opening psychic senses here with Meg. Explain part 1 and part 2, how much fun you had with that, and why part 3 here is going to be a killer workshop as well moving forward.
Yeah, Meg and I, like with both our skill sets, we both love astrology, but she's absolutely a pro at it. We both love, she's also a reader, and you know, I've been doing it my whole life. So together, when we come together, I feel like we're a really good team to really help understand. We told a lot of personal stories, how we do what we do and on the daily, and how we opened up to our own personal psychic senses. And both of us came to it in really different ways. We're really different age groups. So that makes it even more interesting because, you know, like you can really get a lot of, like, it's almost like the perspectives, really different perspectives from different generations. So that part was really fun. Mm-hmm. And it was almost like a fireside chat. Certainly the first one was more like that, where it was a lot of personal stories. We got a little more technical and took you step by step in the second one. And we're planning on mixing it up again in the third. And I won't say exactly how, you'll have to come and see it. But yeah, it really, I feel like we're just easing you into and reminding you that you already have all of these abilities, and it's how to move into them again, how to ignite them in yourself again. How to
you know what was interesting? Cliff, in his Substack on May 21st, he recorded this video called Tradecraft Woo for the Woo, and he's just saying, hey, this is our new reality, and you need to start using these terms and these abilities of yours, and to really increase your a muscle memory to using those abilities if you're going to be succeeding here, not just in the transition, but on the other side here where we get into a sci-fi world. So opening up psychic senses is definitely one of those trade crafts for the woo, and who better, of course, than Janine and Meg to guide you through that. So guys, check it out at the Academy here. The coupon code for that, 10% off, is opening 10. And you have quite a few days here to register before the actual live coming up here. So you haven't missed a beat. Check it out there on beyondmystic.academy. Okay, so let's go back to our live chat. Carla, let me know when to stop the feed and we'll give away these soaps.
Stop.
Stop. Debster, Dread. That was the right answer. Debster, I think she's won before. Send us an email and we'll get Aline to send you those amazing soaps there. And perhaps you can share that with a divine masculine in your life also here for Father's Day. Okay, and you know what happened, Janine? So let me bring this up. Last Friday, was it last Thursday? You and I were doing a show. And at the end of the show, it says, hey, let's give away some salt. And so you and I started talking about salt and how you use salt on a daily basis for your cleanses and salt baths and all that. And then we forgot to give away the salt. And so I woke up the next day. We had like 150 emails saying, JC, you forgot to give away the salt. So what do you think? should we give away some salt here tonight? What do you think?
Yeah, we definitely should.
All right. So let me find that product here on the page for Alien Salt. Yeah, there you go. So these packages here, absolutely amazing. Okay, so my turn to ask a question. What was the title of that Cliff High workshop that is similar to opening up the psychic senses? What did he call his video on his Substack? So if you want to give us that title here in the live chat, we're going to send you one of these botanical bath soak trios here. Absolutely amazing stuff in there. So essential oils, different types of salts here, different arrangements that Elaine has put together, essential oils, salts, and also botanical for the fragrances. So all of that put together makes one hell of an amazing combination for you guys. All right, the winner is WN Waltz Tradecraft for the Woo. Yeah. There you go. You're the winner. Thank you so much. So please send me an email here at John Mystic, and we'll get that over to you. And I apologize for not giving that away last week. It was our intention, but Janine and I got carried away talking about our salt baths. All right. Janine, do you want to do a last poll before we go for the weekend? What can we accept? We've already looked at the weekend energies here, how crazy it is, but maybe just what the universe wants us to know. I think a lot of us are feeling the dread. A lot of us are feeling the anxiety. We're struggling here to maybe just center a little bit here to try to traverse this period of time and to focus on what we want to create. But let's see what the universe wants us to know before we go here tonight.
Interesting. I think we all got to really watch what Trump's saying and doing this weekend. This card says judgment, so don't be sleeping this weekend on what's like all the tweets that he puts out and or social media posts that he puts out. He's some kind of drop, likely. Remember the drop he did not too long ago with Obama?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple other like tasty ones, like with
Biden be executed, a robot, soulless robot.
Right. Like I feel like we might be treated to something.
Some more comms this weekend.
Big comms. So not a weekend to sleep. Okay. I would also say if he's putting out information about not being somewhere or being somewhere or danger somewhere, you want to pay attention. This card says pay attention. It's like judgment is the wake-up call card. It says whatever's going on, doesn't say what's going on. It says whatever is going on it could change everything. So no sleeping here. And that's the Trumpet Alliance. So I feel like whatever they're doing here, even though a lot of it may be covert still, it's a big weekend for activity. And if we watch, and I bet there's a lot of really good QAnons out there keeping an eye out for us, and great truthers out there with a really good keen eye for comms and signals, and it's really helpful. Like, share what you see there, right? Share what you see, because some people just they don't have a trained eye for that.
Yeah.
Right, innuendos and yeah. And so here we've got the Hanged Man, but
who knows? Trump might come out there and say, "Oh yeah, I spoke to an astronaut, a soldier on Mars."
Yeah, right. And I feel like they're dropping big info. Okay, see this Hanged Man?
Yeah.
So the Hanged Man is, even though it's difficult, putting yourself in a difficult position for enlightenment. We've all been doing that. This whole situation feels really difficult. We're the outcasts. We're, the foolish ones at the dinner table, on Thanksgiving and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, I feel like we've all been doing this. Okay. And, but there's even more dread coming our way, and we're going to have some attacks that'll feel like, so a lot of people might be feeling that dread that Jean-Claude and I were talking about this weekend, and a lot of people might be feeling unnecessarily, though, ramped up tension. So be aware of that and maybe back off and do something else, because it's like manufactured somehow. It's all those bad guys have left. They're just shooting us negativity. Yeah. So just be aware of that. And going forward, try to focus on your own, version of reality. That's important. And literally your literal space around you. So when you're feeling something that makes no sense, that's when I walk around my house and I don't see danger, and I don't see any reason for the danger. I recognize and tell myself, this was manufactured and sent to me. This isn't mine. So we might have to really practice that this weekend too.
Okay. Very good. That's great advice. I wanted to give away one last prize. I forgot.
Dương Lăng cúi người thì lễ nói: Thần Dương Lăng bái kiến Hoàng thượng. Lúc cần có vội thì lễ nói: Lão nô lưu cần bái kiến Hoàng thượng. Chính Đức đang tức giận bách quan, vừa thấy hai vị thần tử thân cận nhất của mình tới rồi, trong lòng lập tức vui mừng vội nói: Bình thân, hai vị ấy khanh sao lại lên điện? Việc này, Đức Cẩn khom lưng nhìn Dương Lăng, vẻ mặt cười đắc ý, ta xem người muốn như nào. Đã thấy Dương Lăng thì lễ nói: Việc thần nói khá là rườm rà, hay là để Lưu Công Công nói trước đi? Ta, Lưu Cẩn ngỡ ra, thấy ánh mắt của Chính Đức chuyển sang mình, đành phải kiên trì tiến lên một bước, lắp bắp đọc lại những lời lúc nãy nói với Dương Lăng. Chính Đức nhíu mày thầm nghĩ: Chẳng phải ngươi khuyên ta dùng đình trượng đó sao? Tại sao lại nổi thiện tâm cầu xin thay họ rồi? Nhóm bách quan này thật sự vẫn chưa bị đánh. Chính Đức trầm ngâm một chút nói: Một khi đã như vậy, vậy thì chấm chuẩn, khanh xét tình hình cụ thể dụng hình là được. Đức Cẩn vội quỳ nói: Hoàng thượng nhân từ. Miệng nói xong, trong lòng lại thầm tính toán, bất kể thế nào, dù sao cũng phải đánh chết vài tên, bằng không Vương Hoa và Dân Đình Hòa ắt sẽ còn tiếp tục làm rùa đen rút đầu. Y dập đầu đứng lên, cũng không lập tức xuống điện mà lặng yên thối lui bên sườn điện chờ Dương Lăng nói. Chính Đức lại hỏi Dương Lăng: Ái khanh lên điện là vì chuyện gì? Chắc là vì kê biên tài sản làm phù mà đến phục trì sao? Dương Lăng vội nói: Đúng ạ. Chính Đức nhìn bách quan đang quỳ dưới điện cung dung cười nói: Ái khanh nói đi. Dương Lăng vội đáp: Vâng. Nói xong lấy tấu sớ từ trong người ra, bắt đầu thao thao bất tuyệt đọc lên. Đọc thế này cũng rất phù hợp. Dương Lăng không chỉ nói chi tiết, giải thích sự việc cũng cực kỳ tỉ mỉ. Lúc đầu Chính Đức và bách quan nghe ảm đông thần. Một quan tư khố tép diêu lại tham mô nhiều như vậy, còn cảm thấy chấn động vô cùng. Nhưng về sau việc miêu tả từng con số dài loằng ngoằng, miêu tả thêm mắm dặm muối thì lại bắt đầu thấy nhàm chán rồi. Không biết từ lúc nào Chính Đức Hoàng đế ngáp một cái, khi mở mắt ra thấy Dương Lăng lại lật qua một trang thì không khỏi thở dài, tay chống cằm đã hơi tê tê, y lại đổi tư thế khác. Lưu Cẩn ở bên cạnh nghe cũng không hiểu ra sao, đây chính là chuyện quan trọng ư? Dương Lăng trở nên lải nhải như đàn bà từ khi nào vậy? Đám sổ sách lộn xộn lung tung này phải nói hết cho hoàng thượng nghe hay sao? Tiêu Phương ở đằng kia từ sớm nhìn hết đông tới nhìn tây, thấy hoàng thượng nhất định không chịu mở lời, văn võ bá quan lại liên tục cầu xin cho đồng nghiệp sắp chịu hành hình ở bên ngoài cung, trong lòng không ngừng lo lắng. Người truyền tin đã phái ra ngoài cung từ đâu, sao đến giờ Uy Quốc Công vẫn chưa tới? Tận đến khi Dương Lăng xuất hiện, ông mới yên lòng. Lúc này lại thấy Dương Lăng kéo hoàng thượng và quần thần người kiệt sức, ngựa hết hơi, kiên nhẫn dần mất. Tiêu Phương không khỏi cười thầm. Nghe tiếp hai câu, ông ho khan một tiếng đứng dậy nói: Uy Quốc Công, kê biên tài sản đảm phủ chẳng qua chỉ là một chuyện nhỏ, chỉ cần báo cáo số lượng kê biên tài sản cho hoàng thượng, đổi thành ngân lượng là được rồi. Hiện tại hoàng thượng và quần thần đang ở thảo luận một đại sự, Quốc Công có thể nói ngắn gọn hơn một chút được không? Dầm, những tiếng xôn xao vang lên, tinh thần của bách quan dưới điện lập tức trở lại trên người. Ai chẳng biết Tiêu Phương là người của Dương Lăng, giờ lại phản bác lại hắn, còn cái gì? Lão Tiêu đầu nhập vào Lưu Cần rồi hả? Lưu Cần cũng sửng sốt, chớp chớp ánh mắt để tinh thần lên. Dương Lăng dường như ngẩn ra hỏi ngược lại, đang thảo luận chuyện quan trọng. Đúng vậy. Tiêu Phương lập tức tiếp lời, sau đó nhân thể đem nguyên do sự việc từ đầu tới cuối nói lại một lần. Tài ăn nói của Tiêu các lão cực tốt, ngắn gọn nhưng lại rõ ràng rành mạch. Điểm quan trọng mâu thuẫn tranh luận của song phương. Dương Lăng nghe xong phản bác lại: bách quan quỳ như thế, ta còn tưởng rằng là vì thế bái lão nhân gia thái hoàng thái hậu, hóa ra là nguyên nhân này. Về này thì có gì hay mà tranh luận cơ chứ? Một chuyện rất đơn giản lại biến thành phức tạp, chuyện bé xảy ra to, phải khiến cho bách quan tề tụ gây chiến ư? Chính Đức nghe vậy thì tinh thần lập tức tỉnh táo, vội vàng ngồi thẳng người lên nói: đúng là như vậy, chuyện bé xảy ra to, cố làm ra vẻ huyền bí, thật ra không hiểu ra sao cả, chấm giận chính là vì nguyên nhân này. Tiêu Vương vội vàng quát tay nói: đời Uy Quốc Công sai rồi, mỗi một hành động lời nói của thiên tử đều liên quan đến Giang Sơn xã tắc. Quần thần bởi vậy mới thận trọng, dù là nghiêm khắc cũng là bổn phận của thần tử. Dương Lăng chất vấn: người làm con cháu lúc này nên lấy gì làm gốc? Tiêu Phương đáp: tận hiếu. Người làm thần tử lúc này nên lấy gì làm gốc? Tận trung. Dương đại học sĩ, Vương thượng tứ, các vị đại nhân, cả Liêu Quốc Công nữa, các ngài nghĩ có đúng không? Quần thần liên thanh hưởng ứng. Liêu Cần cảm thấy hắn đông thổi một quyền, tây đá một cước, nửa ngày cũng không hiểu rõ dụng ý thật sự của hắn, cho nên trong lòng cực kỳ cẩn thận. Tuy nhiên những lời này cũng không sai, không thể không đáp lại, nhưng nghi lại sợ rơi vào bẫy của Dương Lăng, không dám nói nhiều hơn một chữ, vì thế gật đầu nói: đúng. Dương Lăng tiếp lời: hoàng thượng thương xót thần tử, xuất phát từ tấm lòng mà làm, ấy gọi là nhân. Tuy lời lẽ thất thố nhưng chỉ là tiểu tiết, cần gì phải nắm chặt không buông. Hiện tại lấy chuyện gì là quan trọng, chuyện gì cấp bách hơn? Linh cữu của Thái Hoàng Thái Hậu giữ khá lâu rồi, cần phải chôn cất thật long trọng, đưa linh cữu tới xương bình hợp táng với Hiến Tông Hoàng đế. Người làm con phải tận lễ tận hiếu, nhưng mà bách quan lại phản bác lại hoàng thượng, không ngừng công kích nghị hiếu nghị lễ, đã ảnh hưởng nghiêm trọng đến vận hành chính thể của triều đình, khiến hoàng thượng không thể tận hiếu, thần tử không thể tận trung. Quốc sự gạt sang một bên, mọi người đều khoe khoang miệng lưỡi lợi hại, đấy không phải là bò gốc lấy ngọn sao? Quần thần nghe vậy thì im lặng. Chính Đức Hoàng đế há hốc miệng, đầu lông mày thoải mái dựng lên, trên mặt đã tươi hơn. Dương Lăng khom người nói: theo thần thấy, quần thần xin hoàng thượng tư vấn tự xét lại. Hoàng thượng cũng phải biết nghe lời phải, đích thần đỡ linh, trịnh trọng đưa tang, đỡ quan tài tới xương bình, nhằm biểu hiện lòng hiếu thuận của hoàng thượng. Về phần tự trách tội và chấn chỉnh triều đình, thần phụng trì tới Bát Châu, lắng nghe dân chúng đang có một việc cần phải báo cáo hoàng thượng. Dương Lăng đem chuyện tứ đại Bát Châu gồm tham quan, thần côn, hưởng mã, sơn tặc liên kết với nhau, hại dân chúng kể lại tỉ mỉ một lượt. Lúc nói tới tận mắt chứng kiến cảnh tượng thê thảm một nhà ngài bên ngoại bị buộc sâu vào nhau, sắc mặt bách quan biến đổi, Chính Đức Hoàng đế cũng kinh ngạc phẫn nộ. Lưu Cần như bị đóng đinh tại chỗ, cả người căng thẳng câm lại. Quả nhiên Dương Lăng mượn đề tài để nói chuyện của mình, hắn muốn mượn cơ hội sửa trị ta sao? Y nắm chặt tay, nhô hai vai lên, một mặt nhanh chóng tìm lý do thoái thác, một mặt chờ Dương Lăng nói đến đề tài chính. Dương Lăng thuật xong hành vi phạm tội của tứ đại hại, lại nói đến hoàng thượng hạ chỉ lệnh hắn thanh lọc chấn chỉnh lại trì địa phương, tận trừ tai họa, cũng chiêu an đám hưởng mã tặc Bát Châu, ủy thác chức quan. Bởi vậy Bát Châu đã được bình yên, nói rõ ràng danh mạch một lần. Nói xong toàn bộ hắn mới vòng lại chuyện tranh luận trong triều nói, nếu như hoàng thượng muốn tự trách tội và chấn chỉnh triều chính, mà chỉnh lý lại một lời sai lầm, bách quan cũng có thể an tâm chăm lo việc triều chính, có ích với đất nước, có ích cho dân. Dương Lăng lúc lên cao, lúc lại buông nhẹ nhàng cho bách quan mặt mũi, cho hoàng thượng đường lui, muốn hoàng thượng chôn cất thái hoàng thái hậu long trọng, đỡ linh đến xưng bình, biểu hiện lòng hiếu thuận của con cháu. Điều này chứng minh hoàng thượng biết sai, bù đắp sửa chữa tội khinh thị lễ pháp hôm nay. Muốn đi bởi vậy tự xét lại mình. Đây không phải là tự xét lại ư? Chấn chỉnh lại trị, trừng phạt tham quan, thủ đoạn nhất quán lệ cũ đều là triều đình thống trị Giang Sơn đó sao? Lý thế dân trị thiên hạ có hai pháp bảo. Thứ nhất là thanh lại trị. Ai dám nói hành vi trọng đại như vậy còn không tỉnh ngộ, cũng biến thành hành động rồi hả? Hoàng thượng nhận sai cũng không có hành động thực tế. Ai dám tiếp tục gây rối loạn nữa? Đây không phải là càn quấy lấy lòng mọi người sao? Về phần hoàng thượng, chính đức hoàng đế tức giận nhất đấy. Rõ ràng là y có lòng tốt, cùng lắm chỉ là dùng lẽ không thỏa đáng. Vậy mà quần thần trách móc giống như là trời đất sụp đổ, bức y hạ chiếu chỉ sai lầm. Chính đức mất mặt mũi, thà rằng một đập vỡ đôi cũng không chịu nhún nhường. Này muốn y đỡ linh đến xưng bình, y thân là hoàng tôn, vốn nên đưa tiễn linh cữu hoàng tổ mẫu. Hiện tại chẳng qua là đề cao quy cách, trên đường đi thỉnh thoảng đi xuống mặc đồ tang, đích thân đỡ quan tài đi 2 bước. Đấy có tính là gì chứ? Cháu trai đỡ linh cữu cho bà nội cũng không có gì là hạ giá đấy, là để ông ta tự xét sửa đổi. Ở đây cũng sửa đổi rồi, chính là thanh trừ hủ bại, chấn chỉnh lại trị. Chính đức dĩ nhiên có thể tiếp nhận. Tuy rằng chính đức không sợ đám quan lại này uy hiếp, nhưng cứ để việc này găng lên, rơi vào tay người khác, trở thành đề tài câu chuyện, trong lòng cũng rất phiền. Vừa nghe biện pháp này có thể tiếp nhận, mặt rồng không khỏi vui mừng. Đúng là chỉ có Dương Tỷ Độc có năng lực. Nếu bách quan đều nói được như vậy, không đưa bản mặt đau khổ âm dương quái khí, chấm cần gì trở mặt với họ. Chính đức liên tục nói, lời anh Khanh rất đúng, chậm đồng ý. Các anh Khanh còn lời gì muốn nói không? Quân thần ngơ ngác nhìn nhau. Tuy rằng là như vậy vẫn chưa thỏa đáng với yêu cầu của mọi người, nhưng nếu cứ tiếp tục cứng rắn gây loạn nữa, sự việc cũng chưa chắc đã được giải quyết viên mãn hơn. Dù là cứu được hơn 100 tên Mông ở ngoài cửa cung, cũng không hề thức thời khi tiếp tục giằng co với hoàng thượng. Vì thế quần thần đều đồng thanh nói, hoàng thượng anh minh. Quý vị và các bạn thân mến, chúng ta vừa theo dõi hết tập 171